And we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Royalsicle. I, of course, am one of the hosts here at the channel. My name's Nathaniel. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Ian Ashley. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
There she is. She got a little bit in there. We have a different shape up because we're recording this like basically mid-move, so just bear with us for any sort of things going on there. But we are bringing you Ixalan Commander deck unboxings. I'm so excited to break into these. I bought these as the second Commander decks I ever bought. I bought two of the March of the Machine ones just to see what Commander even was because I'd never played it before. We bought Cavalry Charge with Sidar Jabari, which is literally the deck I chose to upgrade and still play upgraded to this day. And then Tinker Time with Gimbal, Gremlin Prodigy. That
It's terrible.
Hearts out to Gimbal. We love you, but
You suck.
it's not a great deck. I will not lie. It's not a great deck. Then I actually, long story short, got like basically a defect card in Sidar's deck that I was able to sell it because I don't care about collecting defects. And it paid for all four of the Ixalan decks. So here we are. We're opening these, and it's been entirely too long. But we're going to jump into them. I'm super stoked for all four of these. They're essentially, I mean, they have sub-themes, but they're essentially kind of all tribally themed, and I really do love that. In this case, we have blue, black, and red. Now, I don't know the name of that color combo.
I could not tell you.
The word that comes to mind is Grixis, and that's probably not true at all because I feel like that has green in it because of the G, but I'm going with it. We're rolling with it. Correct us down in the comments below. Tell us what color it is because I don't think that's right. Anyways, blue, black, and red. Ahoy Mateys is the name of it, and it's put pirates in the graveyard, bring them back bigger. And, of course, it comes with that coveted collector booster sample pack. Now, this is back when we had, like, the diamond-y shaped Commander Precon boxes, which
very
at the time I was
trapezoidal.
like, oh, that's what they're all going to look like. I did not realize, because I was a very new fan of Magic, that they kind of changed this. Like, every couple months, they decide to do different Precon packages again. Because, you know, Aether Drift and Tarkir and
like
the
more
ones are like the rectangular prism ones, but then Final Fantasy went back to like the wider triangle ones like Duskmourn was. It's all craziness. But we are going to look at the back and read just a little bit right here, a little blurb here. In the wake of the Phyrexian invasion, famed pirate Beckett Barras returns to the sea following rumors of treasure beneath Ixalan. Bum, bum, bum. I also just love Ixalan as a set. I'm very upset that I didn't play when Ixalan was the main set, essentially. Well, I should say this. Ixalan was the main set when I very started getting back into Magic. And then it was very quickly what followed Ixalan. I guess technically it was Ravnica Remastered or something like that, right? But I didn't play that at all, so then it was Murders at Karlov Manor. That's the one I played out the wazoo. And I wish so badly that I got into the game like 2 months earlier so I could have played the crap out of Ixalan, not the crap out of Murders at Karlov Manor. All right, lost sailors aren't failures. That's our little quote here.
Oh, cute.
Let's dive into our deck box. Skadoosh! All right, we have trash. Throw it at your fiancés. I did not throw it at her. I basically never do. Although I have at least once or twice, and now she has a case.
No, I
herself.
do. Y'all, the way that every now and then this man rears up like he's about to actually
Don't
throw
steal.
it at me.
Don't steal. Cannot recommend it. Stealing is bad.
Zero stealing.
We do
Zero
not
stealing.
recommend stealing here on the channel. Stealing is bad. We have the deck itself, which we'll get to in a little bit. Some pop-outs if you are into the pop-outs and if you need them, but we don't tend to. Throw it at your fiance. And then on this side over here, we have the coveted collector booster sample pack. It's going to go off to the side. Trash, so toss it at your fiance.
That one actually got thrown at me.
It was a light toss. And then,
Still, people
honestly,
deserve to
I
know.
stand by it. The reason to buy these things, the deck box. I mean, this thing is extremely structurally... Oh, it comes with a life total. Great. If you need a life total, that's wonderful.
Whoa! I forgot they used to come with that.
Anyways,
They don't
shkablam!
anymore.
This is quality material here. I mean, that might be close to wood.
Would be close to wood.
It's paper. It's wood adjacent, right?
Are we keeping this?
No.
Okay, I want to see what it looks like on the inside.
Okay, I did the same thing too a while back, so...
I don't think I was around for that. I don't think I was home.
All right, so yes, coveted deck box. I joke. I mean, these things are just paper. They are not very good, but they will serve your purpose. And for someone that has like almost 50 or equal to 50 or something of these, it gets the job done, and it keeps them labeled. Which, if they were just in normal deck boxes, I fear I would not remember. Oh, green is this, and slightly lighter green is this. And,
the facts. This is the only way that I know what it is.
But if I see Pirate Lady,
I know Pirate.
Beckett Brass or whatever her name was, then I know it's the pirate deck. I can't believe we're getting into Ixalan. I've actually owned these, like I said, basically the longest of any of the commander
Longer than you've known
decks,
me.
Alright, set those aside. Longer than I've known you, and we're engaged
Which is
now.
So. Kind of crazy.
It is pretty crazy. Alright, so there she is in all her glory.
Woo!
Admiral Brass, unsinkable. Beckett Brass is the
unsinkable.
steady leader of the Pirates of the Brazen Coalition. A charismatic captain, Brass has styled herself now as governor of the coalition, uniting the disparate? I don't know. Fleets under a single banner with the floating city of High and Dry as the coalition's capital. As governor, Brass was ambitious, aiming to build a union of pirate fleets and islands into something greater. No longer would they just be a coalition of fleets, but a nation, a state, capable of contesting the great powers of Ixalan. The open seas were only free if you could outsail the Legion's military, and land only safe if you could avoid the Sun Empire. Divided, the Pirates of the Brazen Coalition were nothing more than criminals. United, they could be a mighty force. The Phyrexian invasion shattered this dream. High and Dry fell to sleeper agents and Pharisees, and Brass was driven from her office with only a single ship, her beloved Indomitable, and its surviving crew. Nevertheless, Brass and her crew fought for their dream and survived to see the Phyrexians defeated. In the wake of the invasion and seeking a path back to her previous plans, Brass returned her crew to Ixalan, following rumors of great wealth and power that is hidden below the surface of the world. Which is the whole Lost Caverns of Ixalan, was a return to Ixalan with underground themed things, which Ixalan is just so cool, right? Vampires, dinosaurs, pirates, merfolk. Who doesn't love everything that Ixalan has to offer? All right, so let's jump into things here. You guys know the gist. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at our commander first, and then we will get into the other 99 cards and tokens and all of that good stuff. So right here, right off the bottom here, we have Admiral Brass. Unsinkable is the name of the card, if you didn't catch that the first time. 2, a blue, a black, and a red. So a 5 mana 3/3. Better do something good.
Yeah.
When it enters the battlefield, you mill 4 cards. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may return target pirate creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It has base power and toughness 4/4, and it gains haste until end of turn. And what finality means is a creature with finality counter on it would die, you exile it instead. So she lets you get pirates back from the graveyard. And sometimes brings them back bigger. If you're bringing back a 2/2 pirate, it's now 4/4. And it has haste. So she's not there to be an attacker herself. She's there to assume your pirate army. Now, I would set her off to the side, but we are going to put her in our lovely sleeves that we will show you as soon as she is in them. That being said, we're trying to make these things go quicker, so we're going to get rid of this little rules thing. If you need it, that's wonderful. You should play Magic if you haven't before. But if you don't, I mean, if you've opened 2 or 3 of these, you already have 2 or 3 of them. So
yeah.
And just like that...
Don't forget Thick Boy. Thick cardboard. Thick cardboard.
I completely forgot. That's a thing.
Thick cardboard.
Because this is an old enough commander deck. Yes, we get the thick cardboard version of our commander. So we'll just set that off to the side. Kind of with the tokens once we get it. And we went for a gold. It probably kind of just looks yellow on the video because it pretty much looks yellow in person. But it is a little gold tinted, I think.
I think.
Which, you know, we had these sleeves and we needed something to use them for. And pirates, gold, that makes sense, right? So there we go. Admiral Brass, the Unsinkable. All right, let's take a look at those tokens. Let's see if we can get her in a... Actually, you guys know what she does. I think that might be contributing to the lack of focus issue that we were having. So we are just going to take a look at our tokens here. So bam, we have a 2/2 pirate with menace, another pirate with menace, a skeleton pirate 2/2, another 2 of those. We have a 3/2 shapeshifter changeling. couple of those, and 3 treasures. Flippity-doo-dah, we've got Ragavan, a 4/3 Salamander Warrior. We've got 4 of those. We've got a map token. And 2 copies, the Monarch and City's Blessing, which is a very pretty City's Blessing.
Oh, it's a pretty City's Blessing.
It's an Ixalan-themed City's Blessing. So there's our tokens. Now, Nathaniel is going to do the well-known, no one does it better than him, guess of where the basic lands end, which is going to be right here. Okay? And did he get it? He did not. How far off was he, though? That's the question. We're still going through islands here. He was 2 off. That's not the end of the world. Okay, so for those of you that haven't seen the Ixalan lands, this is what we're working with. Those are our 2 islands. These are our 2 swamps. And these are our 2 mountains, which Ashley is going to get to look at off camera as she's leaving them up. And we are going to get into the swing of things here in terms of what is in the deck. Bam! Unclaimed territory. I'm realizing that was off camera, so hopefully you guys can see that now. Enters, choose a creature type, tap to add a colorless, or tap to add 1 mana of any color, but only for the creature that you're choosing. It's pretty good for, you know, any sort of tribal deck, and we are pretty much in tribal pirates. Nathaniel can't pick this up off of the battle mat. Bam. Alright, here we go. Next one. Thriving Moor. This is a enters, tap for black, and then 1 other that you get to choose when it enters. Isle is that but blue. Bluff is that but red. Those cards can come out relatively quickly, all things considered. I'm going to actually put those.
I can reach them when they're there.
Huh?
I can reach those.
You can?
I can.
Okay.
I could not have reached them if they were still in the center.
So I'm going to put them there.
Thanks. I'm sitting in a different spot, you guys. I have a different chair. It's been a whole thing.
Yep. Again, we are mid-move, essentially, so we are just figuring this. Ooh, that did a lot of shaking. I apologize, guys. All right, Shkabloomy. Terramorphic Expanse is one of those sack, go get a basic. Secluded Courtyard, which is choose a creature type, tap, add a mana of any color, spend this only to cast a creature spell of the chosen type, or activate an ability of a creature of the chosen type. Rogue's Passage, pay for 4, tap it for a creature not to be blocked. Ooh, this is new. Port of Carfel. When Port of Carfel enters tapped, it can tap for a blue, and you can pay 3 a blue and 2 black, so a total of 6. Tap, sack it, mill 4 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. So I guess like late game, if mana's not an issue anymore, it's a bit of a utility there. But Path of Ancestry, we should all know what that does, but Scry, if the thing you're casting with it shares a creature type with your commander. Sunken Hollow enters tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands, and it has those land types. Enters tapped unless you control an island or a mountain. That's a pretty good cycle of lands there, because you're pretty likely to have an island or a mountain. 2 or more basic lands, this time for Rakdos. That's what black-red is. Took me a second. Nephalia Drownyard. Tap for a colorless 1 blue-black tap. Target player mills 3 cards. Not the end of the world. I mean, it's not great, but hey, you know, never know what you're going to need. Gyre Reach Sanitarium. Tap, add a colorless 2 tap. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. Could be useful. Frostboil Snarl is the reveal a island or mountain for it to enter untapped. Foreboding Ruins is reveal a swamp or mountain, so Rakdos' version of the Snarl. I'm not sure if I'm actually holding these in the camera.
You are.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm watching.
You let me know if I'm not. Exotic Orchard, you guys should know what it does, but tap, add a color an opponent's land could produce. Desolate Lighthouse, tap, you can do 1 a blue and a red, tap, draw a card, then discard a card. So some Jeskai, some Izzet things going on there. Choked Estuary. This is Reveal Island Swamp, so it's the Dimir version of the Snarl. Vanquisher's Banner. This is pretty good tribal card here. I actually have this in Sidar. I was thinking about taking it out potentially, just because you don't do a lot of casting Knights in Sidar, because if you're doing it right, you're getting them back from the graveyard for free. Might be something this deck runs into. I don't know, because we're getting a lot of the pirates just straight from the graveyard, and this only draws you a card when you cast a creature spell. So if you're casting tribally, it's a very good card. Icon of Ancestry. 3. As it enters, choose a creature type. Creatures get +1/+1. You can pay 3 tap, look at the top 3 cards of your library, you may reveal a creature card of the chosen type from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. That seems pretty good. Just a reliable, I need to go get a... okay, here we go. We're getting into the big boys here. And by big boys, I mean way too much to read. Alright, 3 a blue and a red, 4/3 flying. When Zara, Renegade Recruiter attacks, look at defending player's hand. You may put a creature card from it onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking that player or a planeswalker they control. Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Sure. That's a really interesting card. I want to play that against like an Eldrazi player. Prismari Command. Choose 2. It's 1 and N. Is it? Prismari Command deals 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token or destroy target artifacts. Nice versatile card there. Gives you a lot of options. King Narfi's Betrayal. 1 and a Dimir. Each player mills 4 cards, then you may exile a creature or planeswalker card from each graveyard, sure. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among cards exiled with King Narfi's Betrayal, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those. Great. I love theft cards in any nature. Theft is my middle name. I need to play more theft decks. I need to upgrade a theft deck so that I feel like I have a good theft deck. Hostage Taker. This is my kind of card right here. Just by name. I don't actually know what it does. When Hostage Taker enters the battlefield, exile another target creature or artifact until Hostage Taker leaves the battlefield. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. I'm loving it. I like it. 4 mana, 2/3, but I get to pick something of yours, not only to get rid of, but also to cast myself should I decide I want to. This is interesting. Look at this one right here. Admiral Beckett Brass, right? This is another version of Admiral Brass, except this one's more playable. Well, like more actually you want to do something. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, 4 mana for a 3/3. Other pirates you control get +1/+1, so we have a Lord effect here. At the beginning of your end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who has dealt combat damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. That is actually, I bet this is an alt commander that you can run here. I mean, it is, because it has all 3 colors. It's not foiled, though. The alt commanders in these are supposed to come foiled, so I do believe there's going to be another alt commander in here. But Ixalan is from a while ago. Shared Animosity. This is a good card. This is a really good card. 2 and a red. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking creature that shares the creature type with it. So this goes absolutely insane in like the Aowen deck where you make like 7 humans and they all get +7/+0 when they attack because they each get +1/+0 for each human. Port Razor, 3 and 2 red, 4/4. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase.
Wow.
It can't attack a player if it's already attacked. So, because it has to deal combat damage. If it didn't have that bottom line, you could just string infinite combats together.
Yeah.
But you might want something in this deck to make sure that he gets through. He's a 5 mana 4/4, so... Just saying. Kari Zev, Skyship Raider, 1 and a red, first strike -1/3. Whenever she attacks, you get to create Ragavan, a legendary 2/1 red monkey creature token. When it enters the battlefield tapped and attacking, exile that token at the end of combat. Sure. Make Ragavan. Do cool Ragavan things. Ba-ba-da-ba-bum. Dire Fleet Daredevil, 1 and a red, first strike 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, exile target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. You may cast it this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. If that spell would be put into a graveyard this turn, exile it instead. You know, I'm starting to think that pirates are just theft decks with red, and I'm kind of here for it. I might be more excited for this pirate deck than I thought I would be. Alright, Coercive Recruiter, 4 and a red. Whenever it or another pirate enters under your control, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Until end of turn, it gains haste and becomes a pirate in addition to its other types. I'm loving that. Just steal the board, why don't you? Chaos Warp, pretty classic removal here if you need it, and can always do certain fun things. They basically put the top card of their library onto the battlefield if it's a permanent, and you shuffle what it is that you're getting rid of into their library. Captivating Crew, 3 and a red. 4/3, you can pay 3 and a red to gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste until end of turn. Good stuff. This deck has a lot of ways to steal people's creatures. Captain Lannery Storm, 2 and a red. I think I have a bunch of these from Ixalan, like from
Probably.
the set Ixalan. Haste, whenever Captain Lannery Storm attacks, create a treasure token. Whenever you sack a treasure, Lannery Storm gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Neat.
You okay?
Yeah.
You uncomfy over there?
A little. I'm trying to figure out the best way to sit in this chair.
Gotcha. If you need more
That's
pillows,
good.
let me know. I can pass it.
I will, baby.
Blasphemous Act. This is 8 and a red, but you better not ever be paying that much for it because it costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield. This should be just
A
1 red. And it deals 13 damage to each creature. So, a very affordable board wipe.
Yes.
Angrath's Marauders. 5 and 2 red, 4/4 human pirate. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. I love it. I'm loving that that's a human. I might need to make a stupid, powerful version of AON like I did for Trenton. There's something about the human tribal for AON that's just so cool. But I really like this one too. I mean, this lets me use black, right? Lethal Scheme. I actually wanted one of these, so I'm glad that it's in here. I didn't know it was in here. 2 and 2 black. Convoke. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each creature that convoked Lethal Scheme connives. What connives means is you draw a card, then discard a card. If the card you discarded was a non-land, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. So the reason I wanted this card was to put it in Sidar. But don't hate it in here either. Fathom Fleet Captain, 1 and a black, menace 2/1. Whenever it attacks, if you control another non-token pirate, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 black pirate creature token with menace. Hey, it makes pirates. Who doesn't love a deck that makes pirates? Huh? Dire Fleet Ravager. So we have the Captain, now we have the Ravager. 3 and 2 black, 4/4 Orc Pirate Wizard. Menace and Death Touch. Whenever it enters the battlefield, each player loses a third of their life rounded up.
Oof.
That includes you.
Oh.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's just when it enters. Yeah, that's not actually, that's not crazy great. All right, Blood Money. We know what this is because I have a version of it that has a beholder on it in Sidar. 5 and 2 black. Destroy all creatures. For each non-token creature that's destroyed this way, you create a tapped treasure token. This has been very good so far that I've seen. It's called Petrification Ray from the Beholder D&D themed Secret Lair. And I've been really enjoying it in the deck. I think it's come in clutch. You pay a little extra into it from a board wipe, but then you're getting a ton, usually we play 1v1, but when we played with my dad and there were 3 people, I think he got, 7 tapped treasures out of it?
7 treasures.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid right there. Setting you up for a good turn. All right, I know this card is worth a whole lot, so 2 and a black market connections enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. You can create a treasure token. You lose 1 life. Draw a card. You lose 2 life. Or create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. You lose 3 life.
Crazy.
So should you wish, every single pre-combat main phase, you could lose 6 life and draw a card, make a treasure, and make a 3/2 with Changeling. Pretty powerful. I mean, definitely in the world realm of using your life total as a resource. Warkite Marauder, 1 and a blue human pirate, 2/1 flying. Whenever it attacks, target creature defending player controls loses all abilities and has base power and toughness 0/1 until end of turn. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat little. Your stuff doesn't do anything anymore. We don't see a whole lot of that. So, Time Stream Navigator, 1 and a blue human pirate wizard, 1/1 with Ascend. You may 2 blue, tap him. Put Time Stream Navigator on the bottom of its owner's library. Take an extra turn after this one. Activate only if you have the city's blessing. So it's a very big roundabout 6 mana way to take an extra turn. Sure. I guess that's fine. But it's a pirate. So it does pirate things.
Fair.
And you could have it come back as a... Okay, I guess you could have it come back as a 4/4 with your commander. And kind of rack multiple, at least twice. You could do it. Evacuation. Oh, wait, no, because it goes in the bottom of the library. Never mind. They thought of that. Evacuation. 3 and 2 blue instant. Return all creatures to their owner's hands. Okay, so this is just really crappy Cyclonic Rift. They said, what if Cyclonic Rift wasn't a game changer and wasn't really even that good? Corsair Captain, 2 and a blue human pirate, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token, and then other pirates get +1/+1. So a nice Lord effect, and it gives you a treasure token. We're never going to complain about Pirate Lords. Bident of Thassa. I like this card a lot. This is a 4-mana legendary enchantment artifact. So it's a little easy to remove, because if they have either of those removals, they can get rid of it. But still, 4 mana, so 2 and 2 blue. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. That is for each creature that you control that deals combat damage to a player. So if you have 7 creatures that hit players, you can draw 7 cards. That's why I really like this card. But it has the added benefit, 1 and a blue tap, creatures your opponents control attack this turn if able. So at any point, you could say, hey, you better not attack me, or I'm going to make you swing everything at me, including all your little boys that you don't want to die. You know, you're sitting back there with an Esper Sentinel. I will make him swing.
Literally.
He's about to meet big boy Ravager Death Touch dude. So, yeah. Interesting stuff there. All right, here we go. This is what I thought the Salamanders were going to be. Amphin Mutineer, 3 and a blue, 3/3. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you exile up to 1 target non-salamander creature. That creature's controller creates a 4/3 blue salamander warrior creature token, and it has Encore. You can pay 4 and 2 blue, exile it from your graveyard. For each opponent, you create a token copy that it attacks that opponent this turn. If able, they gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next instant. Which is a little, like, bad, because you know, you're going to do 6. Like, I mean, it's removal for everything, but you're still giving them all 4/3. So they got to have good stuff for you to be willing to do that. Arm-mounted anchor. Sorry, I thought that said archer for a second. That's kind of cool. He's got a mounted anchor on his arm. 3-mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has menace. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards. Oh, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a pirate card.
You get so excited you don't finish reading the card.
Yeah. Equip 2. This ability costs 2 less to activate if you have a 1 or fewer cards in hand. This encourages you to just, like, run through your cards. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Stop getting so upset about my excitement. My excitement is justified.
I'm not upset about it.
I'm messing with you, darling. Jim Cutter Buccaneer, 3 and a red. That's not a black. I don't know why I was going to say a black. The whole card's red. Everything about this is red. Anyways. 1 and 3. Whenever it or another pirate enters under your control, create a tapped treasure. Hey, at least these things are creating tapped treasures and not normal
and not
treasures.
like immediate treasure.
Treasures you control are equipment in addition to their other types. And have equipped creature gets +2/+0. You can equip to a pirate for 1 or just equip for anything with 3. Okay, we've seen this in a lot of different decks. Notably, we saw this in Deep Blue Sea, which is the deck that Ashley currently runs as her upgraded deck. The blank is an equipment for these token artifacts is almost never worth it. It's almost never worth it, because I think you had a card that was originally in that deck that turns clues into equipment. And it was like, I'm never going to pay 2 or 3 mana just to buff up my commander a little bit. I want these clues to draw cards.
Now,
just like you're going to want those treasures for mana.
Clues into creatures?
Oh, that's different.
Love that one.
Broadside Bombardiers? Bombardiers. 2 and a red. Creature, goblin, pirate, menace, haste, boast. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Broadside Bombardiers deals damage equal to 2 plus the sacrifice permanent's mana value to any target. That's pretty good. And activate only if this creature attacked this turn only once each turn. Okay, so it's not as good as I thought, but I was like, if that doesn't have a limit to how often you can do it, then. Alright, Skeleton Crew. 3 and a black. Skeleton Pirate. Each other creature you control that's a skeleton or pirate gets +1/+1. Whenever 1 or more creature cards leave your graveyard, you get to create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token, and you can pay for 6 to return this from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. It's pretty good. Never going to complain about that. The Grim Captain's Locker. 3 and a black, legendary artifact. You can tap it to surveil 1. You can tap it until end of turn. Each creature card in your graveyard gains escape. 3 and a black, exile 4 other cards from your graveyard. Pretty good stuff there. Giving your stuff escape is just another way to get stuff back from your graveyard should your commander get too expensive or something. Francisco Foul Marauder. I'm loving this. Bird Pirates. 1 and a black, legendary creature, 0/1 flying. It can't block. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal combat damage to a player, Francisco explores. Oh, so he's going to get pretty big, but he can't block. He also has partner, so I wonder if there's a red-blue pirate that this is supposed to be partnered with.
Possibly.
But he doesn't have a specific partner. He just has partner. So you could really put that with
anything.
Stormfleet Negotiator. Siren Pirate 2 and a blue for a 2/2 flying. It has Parley, which says whenever it attacks, each player reveals the top card of their library. For each non-land card revealed this way, you create a map token. Then each player draws a card.
I'm sorry, what was that ability called?
Parley. Parlay. Close enough.
Parley? It sounds like you're trying to say parsley.
The Indomitable. This is the ship. 2 and a blue. I've actually heard of this one before. Legendary artifact vehicle. It is a 6/6 with trample. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It has crew 3, and you may cast the Indomitable from your graveyard as long as you control 3 or more tapped pirates and or vehicles. This is a really good card. This is really good because you don't have to crew it up. It doesn't have to be a 6/6 with trample to have the whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, which is very good. So, big fan of that card. I think it's pretty good. Evolving Wilds, but a very pretty Evolving Wilds that I've never seen before. So, hey, I'm here for that. Are we getting back into lands? That's what's happening here. Yep. Crumbling Necropolis. So that's just your 3-color land. Command Tower. Except this is before they did really cool specific arts for Command Tower. So I've got about probably 20 of the Command Towers that look like that. Wayfarer's Bauble. This is an Ixalan themed Wayfarer's Bauble. So 1, 2, tap, sack it, go get a basic. Soul Ring, looking as normal as ever. They also started doing themed Soul Rings, right?
Yeah.
And themed Arcane Signets and everything. So. Rakdos Signets, but hey, you know, it's ramp. Is it Signet? It's ramp. I would prefer the Talismans, but I understand that. Especially when this came out, the Talismans were more expensive. Herald's Horn. This is a 3-mana artifact. Enters, choose your creature type. Those creatures cost 1 less to cast, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you get to look at the top card of your library. You may draw it, essentially, if it's that type. So you're going to choose Pirate. Demir Signet. So we've got all 3 of our Signets. Commander Sphere, which is, you know, perfectly acceptable ramp. Arcane Signet, again, before they started doing unique art, so it's just, you know, the standard. We have way too many of those.
Yeah.
Ramirez de Pietro Pillager. 2, a blue and a black legendary creature, human pirate. When Ramirez de Pietro Pillager enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life and you create 2 treasure tokens. That seems fair to me. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal combat damage to a player, you exile the top card of that player's library. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. So great. He has another theft. Notice most of the theft cards are in blue-black, so there's that. Rakdos Charm. This is a fun one. I really love the bottom. Each creature deals 1 damage to its controller for decks that start going wide. Very enjoyable. Faithless Looting. We have like 17 versions of this from Commander Masters now, so I could totally trade this out with a cooler looking version of it. But draw 2 cards, then discard 2, and it has Flashback. Also, this is not card positive. I would like to point out, it's good in this deck because you want things in your graveyard, but this is not card positive. You are spending a card, drawing 2, so you're now up 1, but then you have to discard 2, so you're down a card. You do get to choose which cards, but you are down a card. Breaches Brazen Plunderer. This is a Goblin Pirate, 3 and a black, 3 and a black. God, I keep saying that. 3 and a red, 3/3, Menace. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast their spells. This does have partners, so maybe this is supposed to go with the bird. I don't know. I mean, you could pair it with the bird. Goblin Pirate and a Bird Pirate, right? Pitless Plunderer. This is a popular card. 3 and a black, human pirate, 1/4. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a treasure token. Just any time a creature you control dies, create a treasure token. Very powerful in the combos that... I should say, this is notably very powerful in... If you run this in, like, an Aristocrat sack deck, essentially what you do is you, like... I forget the name of that zombie that comes back. I think it's called, like, Grave Crawler. Might be mistaken there, right? But
Reassembling skeleton?
No, it's called Grave Crawler, I think.
Okay.
Basically, it says as long as you control another zombie, you can cast it from the graveyard.
Got it.
So you sack it to something like a Phyrexian Altar, or not Phyrexian Altar, Ashnod's Altar.
Okay.
You get, like, 2 colorless, but then you also get a treasure. So then you can use black from the treasure and the mana you got to get the Gravecrawler back, to sack it again. And so if you have any other death trigger, like opponents lose a life or something like that, you just instantly win the game.
Oh, so cool.
And bleed everyone out. Feed the Swarm. 1 in a black, destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. I really like this card. I need to put one of these in Sidar just because I think it's cheap, but it's powerful. Yeah. I think it's versatile enough. Win and Fall, 2 in a blue, each player discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. Pretty powerful if you're intending to have few cards in hand. You just go, great, we all discard, you had 7, I had 1, so now you draw another 7, but I also get to draw 7. Pretty powerful. Spectral Sailor, I think this got reprinted in Foundations, right? So we probably have a ton of these.
Oh, yeah.
1 blue, 1/1 flash flying, but it does have the ability to pay and draw a card, which, hey, sometimes at the end of the day,
you just need a card.
You're just sitting there with no cards in hand and nothing to do. You've played your land for turn. Siren Storm Tamer, 1 blue flying, 1/1. You can pay a blue, sack it. Counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. That's cool. Holding up a blue there can kind of definitely do some politicking. Merchant Raiders, 3 in a blue, human pirate 2/4. Whenever it or another pirate enters the battlefield under your control, tap up to 1 target creature. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Merchant Raiders. Just doesn't untap. Wow, okay, cool. Yeah, you can really lock somebody down with that. Malcolm Keen-Eyed Navigator. This is another partner, so you could pair this with the bird if you wanted to. Flying Siren Pirate. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. That's still pretty powerful. Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro. So rip Ramirez de Pietro. He died. Spirit Pirate, 2/3. It can't be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. Put that card into its owner's hand. Partner. So I think you can partner the alive De Pietro with the dead De Pietro. I think that's what you could do there. But I don't know. I'd have to...
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, it probably showed, so we apologize for the earthquake, but... What's wrong?
I'm sorry.
I said it's okay, darling. Okay. Why are you so upset?
Because I'm not used to sitting on this side.
Distant Melody is a good card, and I think there'll be enough pirates to make it worth it. 4 mana, so 3 in a blue. Choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. Very powerful if you happen to have a bunch of that type, but a lot of people complain about that card because it's like, if I don't have a board, like if I'm falling behind, it does nothing for me. Yeah. It draws like nothing.
0.
Departed Deckhand. Oh, that's sad. 1 in a blue, 2/2 Spirit Pirate. When it becomes the target of a spell, you have to sacrifice it. It can't be blocked except by spirits, though. 3 in a blue, another target creature you control can't be blocked at this turn except by spirits. That's really good. That's really good if you need to get something through. Next we have Daring Saboteur. Saboteur? 1 in a blue, human pirate 2/1, 2 in a blue. It can't be blocked this turn. Whenever Daring Saboteur deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. I love it. Then we have Enterprising Scallywag, 1 in a red goblin pirate. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, create a treasure token. You descend if a permanent card was put into your graveyard from anywhere.
Interesting.
Yes, and a permanent card, I believe, still includes tokens. So if you like sack a treasure, which is probably why...
Yeah, because they count towards City's Blessing.
Which is probably why this is in there. Azure Fleet Admiral, 3 and a blue human pirate, 3/3. When it enters, you become the monarch. It can't be blocked by creatures the monarch controls. So if someone else gets the monarch, he basically gets back in, can't be blocked, and you get the monarch back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, I don't know if that's great,
guaranteed get the monarch back.
it's guaranteed that you can get the monarch back as long as you still have him. And then we have, yes, we do have an alt commander here. So the other Beckett Brass does work as an alt commander, but this is the official one. Don Andres the Renegade. 1, a blue, black, and red. Vampire Pirate, 4/3. Each creature you control but don't own gets +2/+2, has menace and death touch, and is a pirate in addition to its other types. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell that you don't own, create 2 tapped treasure tokens. So this is Pirate Theft Commander. This is Pirate Graveyard Commander.
Okay, cool.
And I actually think this would go pretty well in the deck if you just subbed it out right now. I mean,
realistically, this is one of the few where it's like, I feel like I could put in whichever commander I wanted.
Yeah, I do feel like you could put in, because sometimes you see that, like,
Sidar
Sidar is so much better than the other commander. It's not that you'd have to rebuild, but he's just so much better. Or then you see yours, and it's like, the alt commander for Deep Blue Sea wants to be like a dog commander, and it's a great dog commander if you are playing dogs.
But I'm not playing dogs, I'm playing clues.
But yeah, so there we have it. The Ahoy Mateys Pirate deck. We're going to get the first shuffle in here on camera for you guys. So there it is. There it is. Oh, I'm messing it up. But he saved it. He saved it. All right, so before we jump into the coveted Collector Booster Sample Pack, Ashley, my love.
Yes, sweetie?
What would you give this deck out of 10? What is your excitement for Pirate Tribal?
Synergy between it. I don't know how excited I am for it, but I know there's a lot of synergy between it, so I'm probably going to go, like...
It seems fun.
A 6. I think they did a good job of synergy.
Yeah. I think for me, my excitement is a little past where I thought it was, because reading them, I was like, oh, that seems fun, and that seems fun. It probably would have landed about a 6 for me. I think it has bumped itself up to a 7.
Okay.
Purely out of certain cards exciting me. Though if I had to say, there's probably still like an eke of 6 in there, because there are some cards I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are these partnered commanders doing in my deck? I mean, I get that they're pirates, but some of them seem a little forced. They're probably the the new cards or whatever. But I think I will bump it up and give it a 7. All right, those are our ratings. We of course want to hear from you what yours are. But before we get into any of that, I guess we probably should have opened these first. But I don't.
I need a phone.
Oh, Ashley looks up the cards for us, so she's going to need a phone to look it up. So this is the Collector Booster Sample Pack. For those of you that don't know, you get a special art common or uncommon, so guaranteed basically worth nothing, but it looks cool. And then you get a special art rare or mythic. So technically, you can pull something of value. At one point, we pulled a card that was at one point like $27 out of one of these, so it is possible. But that card also very quickly dropped down to like $5 or $6. So I will say the most expensive card I've ever pulled from one of these is I pulled Throne of Eldraine, which I think is still like a $22 card.
I think so.
Out of the Fairy deck from Wilds of Eldraine. So, shall we?
Ixalan.
Nope. Okay, he got it.
We are cracking into this bad boy.
Crack, 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 crack.
Without bending the cards, please. Thank you. All right, here we go.
You waited too long to open these for that. Oof,
we have
Bent.
Trash.
Trash.
We've got Nikanzil. Current Conductor? Yes.
Found it.
Nikanzil Current Conductor. This is the alternate art on her. This is very good to put in the Merfolk deck, but I have about 3 of these. However, this is the alt art, and it's foiled, and I don't believe I have a foiled version of it. Legendary creature Merfolk Scout. 2/3. Whenever a creature you control explores a land card, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Is incredible. In that deck, it ramps like nobody's business. Because for those of you that don't know, we will open that deck in the future. But the commander just says all of your merfolk explore every turn. So this says every time you hit a land, ramp.
Literally.
It's so powerful. Whenever a creature you control explores a non-land card, it gets bigger. So it's just an incredible 2-mana card. Incredible. That being said, value-wise, it is worth 21 cents.
10.
10, even foiled?
Yes. Wow. Yes, it's bad.
Alright.
Oof.
Anim Pakal, 1000th Moon. 1, a red and a white human soldier, 1/2. Whenever you attack with one or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on an Pakal. Then create X/1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on an Pakal.
Spell it.
A-N-I-M. This is actually a pretty good card. I got a little disappointed when I first saw it, but this is actually a pretty good card. A-N-I-M, and then Pakal is, so space, P-A...
Found it.
Yeah, and is the alt art.
Okay.
No foil.
Okay.
Okay, I got a little bummed out when I saw it, but this one is actually pretty good. This card can get very broken very quickly, because basically what it says, you don't have to attack with her, right? So if I'm attacking with, like, 7 humans, I get to put a +1/+1 counter on her, and then I just create 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, right? But over time, that really adds up, and you don't have to attack with her. So this can get pretty powerful. And if you have a way to buff her up, because... Oh, wait, no, sorry. X is the number of +1/+1 counters on her, so... Anyways, I think she's worth a little bit. I don't think she's worth too much. I'm going to say 83 cents.
$2.10.
$2.10. There you go. You can pull some value. Is the normal version of her worth something too?
Yeah.
What's the normal version of her worth?
$2.02.
Okay. So she is just a good rare to pull.
That's a good card.
Just a good rare to pull. And a very... This is proof right here, because I guarantee you, I have no deck right now that I think this is going to do as well as this is in the Merfolk deck. So power and price do not always align. We're going to pass those off to our lovely fiance.
Yay.
And put the deck back front and center here for everyone to view. So, if you guys didn't hear before, Ashley gives the deck a 6, question mark. Make sure I got that right. I give the deck a 7, but we want to know what you would give the deck out of 10. How excited would you be to play this deck? How excited are you for Pirate Tribal? And we also just wanted to say, if you haven't before, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you join the Rollsicle family. Like the video down below if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment letting us know what you think of the deck, what you would rate it, and anything that you want us to know. What decks we should do in the future, what decks are your favorite. We'd love to just hear and talk to each and every one of you, because you guys are awesome and are what make Rollsicle what it is. We've been marching towards that 200 subscriber count. We're closer recording this than we thought we would have been by the now, which is so thankful to you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. Keep being so great. Keep being so cool. And I think that's everything.
I think it is, sweetie.
All right, we'll see you guys in whatever comes next. But until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.